Welcome to AI Tool Time. Welcome to AI Tool Time. Rick McCauley's here, your AI guide on the side, showing tools that'll make your imagination come alive. From Perplexity's deep research to ChatGPT's mic, creating wonders with text prompts, bringing dreams to life. It's AI Tool Time. AI Tool Time. With the AI guide. Your guide to making magic come true. If you can dream it, just say it. 3 wishes from the tech genie, and watch what these tools can do. 30 minutes to master, tools to explore. Let your imagination soar like never before. AI Tool Time with Rick McCauley, where your digital dreams come true.
So Perplexity, in fact, this picture is, I had in the foreground, I had AI Tool Time, and I was going to put ChatGPT. So I literally have made this same picture with improving the face a couple of times and different hand movements, etc., exactly like this, but with every single logo and brand. So this is literally saying, take out ChatGPT, put in Perplexity, and then I loaded the logo, and I said, have that embossed into the wood. That's how you get it. So if you see it next week, it's going to say ideogram, then it's going to say ChatGPT, then it's going to say Notebook LM. So that's why this is kind of cool with the segue into it. All right. So what is Perplexity? And you're getting it for free if you're a student. Yay! And you're getting it all over the place. So Perplexity is what I'm going to talk about tonight. We're going to save Comet itself for another night. It is Perplexity on top of a Chrome browser with agentic capabilities, an answer engine. So let's say that you're on a website, summarize it for me. Now tell me 12 things I didn't know about this. Find me 5 YouTube videos and then turn it into a Perplexity page. Oh my God, I've just exploded. It's a meta thing, right? All right, so let me get down to what Perplexity is. It is not a large language model. It is all of the large language models. All right, first of all, it's an answer engine. If you go over to Google, you're going to get ads, and then once you wade through that, you get to an answer one at a time. Take your turn. Well, since Perplexity came out, you'll notice that recently when you go there, you're getting some real cool stuff. They're actually cannibalizing their money stream, their goose that laid the golden egg at Google, because he came out and stole that component with a super engine that does search like nobody's business. He's got a little bit of trouble for it. They started to shut him down, and people, so he's now paying the authors of content that get used on your Perplexity searches. So he's now started the process, like every large language model do, is to pay for the content that they actually use. It's almost like a Spotify method. And he is one of the people that's doing it. All right. Second thing, it's a mixture of experts. So it has inside of it, under the engine. So this is like driving a Mustang, but you've got every engine inside there. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, DeepSeek, and Grok. That's that aggregation. That is that plug-in kind of expertise. Then you've got citation engine. So if you're in ChatGPT, always ask for it to citate and give you a footnote. This does it all the time. Every single thing it says is footnoted. Where it got it from, you can click on that and go watch the YouTube video. Super, super useful. So on the left, you've got all large language models that ever existed. Number 2, you've got fewer hallucinations because you have citations, and you can actually have. So what I do is I may export as a PDF over to ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever. It's got the largest context window. Fact check every one of these and notate with a check mark whether it's right or wrong, where it got this information from, and is that accurate? Boom. So you double deck up this with another engine, and you got that. Then, this is the juicy part. And I'm going to demonstrate this in a minute. I'm just getting these 5 things in here because this is why this is not like your grandma's ChatGPT, baby. This is the whole difference right here. Threads. You start with a thesis. You say, I want to find out everything there is to know about Nana Banana. And I want to have 12 videos to watch or 3 videos. And I want you to pull out the best information from all of those. And you ask one question and boom, you get these sequential questions followed by answers. Then, and I'll show you how to do it, you convert that into a page. So imagine that all that information then gets turned into a visually rich, meaning you can put your own pictures in there or grab pictures off search engine. You'll see that. And then you have a blog with chapter headings and everything. You'll see that in a second. That's cool. And then you got spaces. So you can load up 20 megabytes per file, 20 files. And so every one of my classes, photography class, I'm teaching it. I do this whole thing about the exposure triangle. Then I talk about composition. I put that all in there. It's grounded truth. Means I vetted, curated, and put the information in there. And then all my students, I can watch their actual questions, their thread, what they asked, what they got, how they turned that into a page, what they edited in and out. And then if they do a reaction paper or they make photographs, I've got a chain of craft, as Brendan says, or a chain of, what's it called, Brendan? Chain of craft. That's it. Chain of craft.
Chain of craft.
Right. So then I got shared spaces so I can share it with anybody else. And then in your business, you can put it all together. All right. So number one, it's an answer engine. That's it. Right. So its search can be specifically tuned to what you want. If you want everything off the internet, you click on that toggle. That's that little earth sign over there, right? So that's the web or only academic or social. So that would go look at Reddit, things like that. If you go on Grok, it's all trained on X or Twitter, right? Stuff. And it's also fine-tuned to be a racist and a Nazi and a bunch of other, and a 12-year-olds think they're sexy kind of thing. So anyway, it ain't that. Or you can set it to auto and it's just going to kind of look at your question. And if you ask it in an academic way, it'll choose for you. So not only the ChatGPT problem that they had with 5 was people that got used to choosing one model because it was academically perfect or another model because super creative, right? Didn't have that choice. You've always had that Perplexity. All right. Then mixture of all the experts. So this is built in. It's got stable diffusion. It's got VO now, and I didn't have time to add that to the list on the right for image generation. It's got Sonar, which is there built in. So they took all the models from all the open source ones and basically cobbled them up to make them speedy jets. So their search is faster than Google search, literally. Their ChatGPT 4.5 and 5.0, which is now in there, and Claude and Sonnet and Grok are all the latest models, whatever those are. So that's built under the hood. Then this is what you get. So this is what it looks like when you ask a question. So I asked the question, how does an X-ray work? And can you tell me, are there any new developments in X-rays using artificial intelligence? Boom. It got 1, 2, 3, 4. So all of the links right there, you can click and open up on the right-hand side. Those are the YouTube videos. So right now, from X-rays to AI-assisted diagnostics, you go off to the right, you click on that, you watch the video, you come back, and wow, now you have real knowledge. So it's a curator, it's a synthesizer. And then when you, this is just the first part, right? And then you'll see everywhere, you see the number 1 down here. So you click on that, and it's going to take you right to that location. Cool. All right. So then you've got something called an artifact. Then you've got a thread, and then you have spaces. So the artifacts are that you get a website. You can put the website into a grouping or cluster of spaces. So all of my photography students are in a space with all the photography students. Every question in there is based upon my textbook I load into the base of it, and everything they get comes from me, and I can see it. So I'm an educator. I've curated it. I filtered out any BS, and it's grounded and based on me. And I have citations. So if there's any question about the veracity, we've got it there. On the right, you'll see some of my different pages, or my spaces, I should say. So I worked with Adobe on some projects. I worked on, and you can see I'm just all over the place with ideas. So a thread goes into a space, goes into, I'm sorry, a thread goes into a page, which is a blog post, basically, with images, and I'll show you that. And then it goes into spaces. Spaces is shared stuff. Here's an example of a library I have. All right. So I did this in Google Notebook LM. What is Perplexity? It's an AI-powered research engine. You can see all the ones. So you can attach features. You can go in incognito mode, so your information is not shared with anybody. You got model search, pro features, image generation, automation, and task management. And now with Comet, oh my God, it goes even further because you got all those agent capabilities. So answer engine, these are some illustrations I did using ChatGPT to ideogram to kind of give you an idea of what it is. Mixture of experts. It's got ChatGPT and Claude. Obviously, it didn't spell everything right, but I thought this was kind of cool. So you're the director. So I just did this for fun to see what it would be like. And here you are with your academic shared space. And then you have citation engine with receipts. So I thought that was kind of funny. So here's an example. I was going on a cruise. And so this is literally what I asked. So this is a page, what you're looking at. And I'm going to take you into that page in a second because there's the link. So when you get this, you can actually go take a look at my page. So I'm going to Barcelona first, and then Marseille, Sagrada family history, blah, blah, blah. So along the way, I just asked it, tell me about it. And before I got on board the ship, I had watched 7 videos of where to have your cabin. And if you look, we had a balcony, right? Well, there's a section in the midsection that has lifeboats right outside your balcony, so you can't see a damn thing. And one of the videos said that's avoid that room. Thank God we already had this. But in every port, I then stopped and asked, where should I eat lunch? Give me a walking tour with 5 destinations. So bingo, let's go on over to take a look at Perplexity. Okay, so we're in the browser here. And so when you go to Barcelona, here's all the things to see. And if you want to take a look at any of these things, so here's the fast track. So we got there, and the line was 2 hours to go into, and then there's the 20 sources. So here's all the sources for what it just talked about. 10 top Marseille tours. Every city the night before, I said, what are the 10 top things? And then you click on that, guess where it goes? There you go. There's all the top tours. So we went there and we said, you know what? We want to get through the fast pass in Barcelona. And it gave us a $30 thing. We were in a line 5 minutes later. While I'm on my phone, by the way, we were in the front and we were inside, and people were still waiting 2 hours out front that had done this, right? So the beauty of all this is just, I mean, it's kind of crazy. So let's close that guy and then go back up to this. So that's your sources, and that's just for one place. Then you can come in here and take a look. So every city. So here's Rome. Get to Rome. Want to know about Michelangelo's David? Here's the things about it. So I always ask, what are the top interesting facts about Michelangelo's David? Didn't know. And there it is. And then where to get it from? There's an academia right there. Florence's Michelangelo's David. I didn't realize there was an 8-foot version of him that he did like 3 of these. And one of them we walked to and then had a gelato next door recommended by Perplexity. I'm not making this. So literally every night. And then, so to take this apart, I'm going to click on edit. What edit does is allows me to ask new questions at the end of this. Here we are. So let's go ahead and find out. What's a question we want to know? Now, 3 things to do. So we're now taking a already made page. So this is not just the raw questions. This is an organized with images. I want to create a new extension of this, and let's pick a different city. Let's Istanbul, Turkey, I'll use, right? So I want pictures and text. Cool. I want it to have a table because sometimes that's useful. And I don't want concise. I want detailed. Okay, here's what I do. I'm going to Istanbul, Turkey. I'd like you to tell me 10 things in a table of where I might want to go that involve just walking tours when I get there. And then what tour companies, pick me 3 tour companies that will do day-long trips that aren't too expensive, but that stop at many places. I'm an academic and love to hear about the history, so I'd love to have a guide that is one of those kinds of people. Bingo. Okay, so I just go in there and I execute the question. I don't know what just happened. Oh, come on, don't tell me it just lost that. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. Now you're watching it real time, right? Hagia Sophia, been there. There's the picture, right? And what you'll experience. And there's everything. There's a YouTube video, right? So what do? Best things to do in Turkey. Going to go right over there and launch that video. And it's still working, obviously. And then when you
Rick,
get
how
to
do you find it to be on hallucinations? Do you feel like the information is pretty factual?
Well,
Or do
if
you
I'm
have to double
really
check it?
worried about it, what I do before I give it to a student is I make a PDF of the entire thing. I feed it to ChatGPT, fact check every single thing. Now, if it was hallucinating this, I could not click on it. So that's not a hallucination because it did what I wanted to do. Remember, we were
Great.
talking last week about the difference between good hallucinations and bad ones is if you say this links to a video and it doesn't, that's a bad hallucination. So track record wise, it has 30% less hallucinations than ChatGPT, which is evidently in the 50% range. That's scary as hell. Plus, ChatGPT doesn't give you these sources. And guess what else it doesn't do? It doesn't do anything else. Okay. So now what's cool, and this is what you should always do. Once you've done, you have a couple of options up here. I can move it up and down because you can see there's the sequence of events. Okay. I can go to the picture and I can change the picture. When I do that, it then looks for all pictures having to do Istanbul walking tours. And sometimes I find if you copy and paste this in there, so this is a super great. So if you've got a PowerPoint, one of the options is you can actually upload your PowerPoint pictures in here. I've done that many times. Oh, here we go. I want to use that picture. I usually pick a horizontal because now I got Istanbul walking tours and it's showing you where I'm going. Oh my God. So that's on my phone now because every copy of Perplexity you have is the same content is there, right? And you switch from one mode to the other. All right, so that's cool. And then I could go back through here and then see what else I want to do. So the idea is you can go down and add a section at the end or go to another kind of situation. Also, okay. So let me go back to the beginning. Let me just start. So you have libraries and I have my pages. Here are my pages I've created. So this is what, and there's the Azamara cruise planning trip. It does have a problem sometimes rendering the pictures on a slow internet connection. Here's a real estate search I did. Here's an old boss I had. I searched about him. I did a whole profile on myself, which is quite great for your resume. A thread looks like this. So I was looking today. Oh, here we go. Tell me about Adobe Express. Quick, easy way to do branded content. Okay, so that's basically acting as a, let me go back to that. Okay, so Azamara trip. All right, let me go ahead and create a brand new one. And I'm going to put it in my let me pick a new page. I'm going to create a new search. Search in your threads. I'm going to look for photography. And I'm going to find a page I did on photography. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Here's about me. So this is literally a search about me. So I asked questions about me. Of course, I knew the answers. So here's another cool thing. I'm going to hit edit. So I can go to this page and this is how I did it. So your layout, you can change. You can change the title at any time to what it says. You can come in here and say, hey, you know what? Why don't you go back and do a little more editing on this, or you can rewrite it. I can change the picture out. And then I can add into this. So there's the Miami Street Photography Festival. This was, unfortunately no longer in existence. There's the people that I worked with there. Those are the speakers. If you know photography, this is really impressive. And I got to work with all of them. So one thing you can do is you can add media only. If you do that and you say go, then it's, and you want to say, find photographs on the web taken by Rick McCauley at the Miami Herald. Okay. So it's literally going to go out there and I'm going to say just for pictures. I don't know why it's not doing it right away. Maybe it's just a little bit slow on the internet side here. There we go. Okay. So now it's searching the web. It's looking for photographs taken by me. That's not my photograph and that's not my photograph. But what can I do? I can go here and change. And what I do is that's a photograph by me, not photojournalism. Let's see what else it has. Oh, that's a video by me, right? I did not take that picture. Let me try. And this is my secret trick. You can also, obviously, I could upload my pictures from the Miami Herald, but let's take a look at what it's got here. I could probably do rickmccauley.com. There I am speaking. So let's say I want to add that to it. And actually, this is a YouTube video, so I think you could actually watch it. So I could go in there and change them all. Then I could add more media. So when I run out of spaces, I can come in here and add more pictures and more pictures and more pictures. Or I can go over and upload pictures off of my hard drive, go find them and load them up. So as a teacher, I make PowerPoints all the time, and I want to insert them in with knowledge that's really deep. That's how you would do it. All right, let's do a brand new search with nothing else going on. I have deep research. The fact that they have one thing that confused some people is they do have in here Grok 4, all of the models that you see here. So the best of everything. ChatGPT 5 is in there, and thinking, by the way. So you're paying extra for that, but at $20 a month, I have yet to exhaust it. And then if I say I want to look at just the academic papers, I'm just going to search the whole web. Oh, its finance stuff is off the hook, and you can buy stuff through here. I bought this microphone by asking, what's the best mic? Research it for us, and then clicked on it and bought it through Perplexity. Not making this up. That's a super cool extra trick that you didn't think about. Also, I can kick on right here. So tell me 5 amazing things about Nana Banana, and tell me 10 things we can do that are unusual, and find me 3 YouTube videos about Nana Banana on YouTube so I can go watch and find out more. Hey, can you stop a second and just show me what that looks like inside of Perplexity? Give me all those answers. Okay, now it should actually do the search. For some reason it doesn't. I'll go ahead and just do this again. Tell me 5 amazing things about Nana Banana and why it's so amazing, and also why it's so amazing. Sometimes it doesn't get your by Gemini. It's an image making program. What are 5 unique things about it? Find me 5 YouTube videos where I can find out more, especially tips and tricks and how to use it. And then how is it different from every other model out there? How does it compare to ChatGPT or any other image making application, Midjourney, etc.? Thank you. Okay. This is called a thread. The thread basically takes your question, searches for everything about it. There they are. And then it gives you the answer in context with, guess what? YouTube links. So there it's explained, right? And I forgot to turn off my little audio down here. So you start with a thread, and then to show you how to turn this into something else. So now I can export it right now. And what it's going to do is take all of this and all the sources right here. So there's the sources, so we can see them. Here's the images that it's pulled up off the internet. So we can go find a picture, grab that, and use it in our next YouTube video, right? And then the steps it reasoned to get there. And this is not a deep dive. This is every question you ever ask of this model. Does Google do this? Hell no. I couldn't even find the last prompt I did in Gemini, for God's sakes. At least Google has, or I'm sorry, ChatGPT has a folder structure, so that's great. Well, let's get back to this. So now I've asked those questions, and I can follow up. In fact, it says, explore advanced editing techniques, tutorials for how to do it. Okay. Compare accuracy and speed to Midjourney. All right, let's find out about that. So it's an answer engine, and it citates, it annotates, and it gives you all of your control over everything. So that's pretty, oh, here we go. Oh, there you go. 2 to 5 seconds generation compared to 10 to 30. In fact, if you compared Nana Banana to ChatGPT, it's 1/10 the time. I timed it. It was 3 minutes per ChatGPT. It was less than 30 seconds for Nano Banana to do a better job. All that stuff you saw today was literally done in a sixth of the time or a tenth of the time. And then there we go. Okay. So now if we wanted to do that, we could share it. So I can just give it to you as a link right now. I can export it. So it's going to go as a PDF, as a document. That's useful. So what I do is I always do it as a document. Then I run over to Word, and then I file it into my Google Space, which, by the way, all the large language models have access to the Google Drive, your Google email, etc. You can allow them to get to it. Okay, so that's cool. And then what I want to do is share up here. I can bookmark it, and then this is what else I can do. I can convert it into a page. Okay, so we said this is a thread. That means all the stuff's there. When I convert to page, it'll take a second. It's going to make a headline. It's going to find a picture to go up top. It's going to give you images that go along with everything that you're doing. And it's going to put all the citations there into what looks like a beautiful chapter by chapter rendering of what you just said. Woohoo! Then you can share these amazing search documents. That was a thread that now has pictures in it. All the sources are right here. It takes a minute, right? So what I typically do is I take and I exhaust all my questions. When I get to the end, I've asked every question. There may be some that I find out they're kind of dumb questions, and so you can go back and edit them, change them. You can rephrase the question when you got a smarter version of it. So if you're an educator and you're trying to teach, the best way to teach exposure triangle, you go find the best videos, you go find the best resources, and then you get a table and create a diagram. You go through this like you have always wanted to be able to search the entire internet and get 1,000 answers at the same time with images, annotations, without having to touch Google's search, which sucks. Once you do this, you just can never go back to Google in any way, shape, or form. And Nano Banana, it's competitors. So it's still building this out, right? So yeah. And then it will allow you to, if you don't like the pictures it uses, I actually love this one because that's exactly what it's for, is that you just have a picture of a influencer, and then you have that same influencer doing all these poses, wearing a black shirt. So all the difference is, this is the picture. You say, can you put her in a black shirt with this product in the foreground, and she's selling it online, or this Jergens or whatever that is, tied, accurate to the T, and then you can then go and then say, oh, make that plant go away, make those handles go away, and then go to VO built into Gemini and make it a movie with a talking part.
Let's bring that plane in for a landing, Rick.
Okay, so to finalize it, so you can go and add the media. We learned about that. You can change it out for stuff you search for, or upload a picture, and then you go share it into a space. So when I'm done, I publish this, and then now this is out there. I could go back and re-edit it. I could share it. I can also go here and put it in a particular space. So I'm going to swap spaces, and these are my spaces. So this is my best practices, best pages space. That's what I use for demos. And then I can go back and I can add pictures, and I can do whatever I want. Is that cool or what? So this is a preview of upcoming. This is what you get on the side as you're on this page. You get an assistant that is Perplexity built in, but it can actually do stuff. And I'm in Chrome, basically. So all my Chrome tools are there. So, but I could go to YouTube channel, for example, and take a look at something about, oh yeah. So here I'm on YouTube in a second. And then I want to go to find out about Nano Banana. Oh, here's that video, right? So there's the video. Instead of watching it, I'm going to say, can you tell me everything about the top 10 ways you can use Nano Banana, especially with the way it's plugged into this Photoshop plugin? How do I do the plugin, and how would I go about doing it? So it's Perplexity built in. So remember that thread thing we just did? Guess what it's doing? It's threading right now based upon this. And it has all of everything that's in there. So here's a complete guide. And there it is to buy the thing for $10, and it tells there's the install script for Macintosh. Put in your Photoshop presets scripts folder, then restart Photoshop, and here's your use cases. Bada bing, bada boom. That's what's next episode, I think. I always forget to turn off my little sound thing here, right? But that's built in. So if I want to, I can then go over, and then I'm over in, guess what, my library space, and then I'm over into taking over the entire screen. Now I'm back in Perplexity, and I was in the assistant. And the other thing that before I go, I do want to do is it has a news station built in. Here is, you go to Discover, it literally tells you every one of the news stories, and you can customize what it talks about. So here is the things happening right now. So if I wanted to, I could search. So these are other people who went and created a page about this. So if we want to find out what engineering cracks 6-bit crypto with quantum computer, this is a Perplexity page. Again, and you can ask questions of it. So this is real news that someone, so the person who did this, a lot of these are created by Perplexity itself, because they're basically just taking the news and creating a Perplexity page, and then you can go ask follow-up questions. So that's probably one of the, and then, if you're into finance and sports, oh my God, you can have it do tracking for you, buy and sell and trade for you. Yes, sir. I'm not even joking right now. I don't even know what to do with that, or else I would. If you're a sports fanatic, forget about it. You're never going to go to any single other place forever. It's done. And it's now going to be on your phone. I'll never sleep forever. All right, man. Let's take this puppy home, because I think this
and once again, that was great. Thank you so much for that. And if you are a student, if you have Venmo or PayPal, you can now get Perplexity Pro and the Comet browser either on your desktop or on your Android device